In this tutorial, we will discuss how to distinguish between the shapes of quadratic functions, which is the parabola that represents the quadratic expression. So I could figure out the opening of this parabola either upward or downward. We can notice in exercise 2a, page 17, when solving the examples, that the graph of the example number 4 is different than the other graphs. A hint at the right side of the page says that the general shape for question 4 is an upside down shape, like this one. What is the different thing that made the graph turn to be downward? Let's remember together that the quadratic functions are given in the form of fx equal ax squared plus bx plus c, where a is different than 0. In this case, a can be any positive or negative number different than 0. If the coefficient of x squared is a positive number, then the equation is positive, and directly remember the smiley face that shows the smile upward. Where the smile is upward as shown in this figure, remember that the parabola is upward, having the same smiley shape as the figure shown here. So the first case is, when a is greater than 0, it means it is positive, and the shape of the parabola is open upward. Now the second case is, when a is less than 0, it means that it is negative, and the shape of the parabola isn't as the smile in the first shape. Therefore, the shape of the parabola is opened downward. It is easy to connect between the shape of the parabola and the smiley faces. When the coefficient of x squared is positive, then the shape of the parabola is opened upward. Whereas if the coefficient of x squared is negative, the shape of the parabola is opened downward. Now let's consider example 2a, part 4, y equals minus x squared, which has a different equation than the other equations, where the coefficient of x squared is minus 1, which is a negative value, so the shape of the parabola will be opened downward. To sum up, we have example number 5 with quadratic equation y equal x squared minus 2x plus 1. Here the coefficient of x squared is plus 1, which is a positive value, and here we can remember the smiley face being a positive person. And the graph of the parabola is opened upward, having the same shape of this face's smile. Whereas in example 4 of quadratic equation y equal minus x squared, the coefficient of x squared is minus 1, which is a negative value. And the graph of the parabola is opened downward. So here is the summary of how to draw a parabola, either upward or downward, depending on the coefficient of x squared.